Tonight on MUTV News, President Lowell discusses his future plans.
And later on, dorms on campus remain overbooked due to an increase of transfer students. The weather and sports you can count on, MUTV starts right now.
Live from Marquette, this is your campus news source, MUTV News.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Lexi Dahlberg.
And I'm Ben Dombowski. Newly elected president of Marquette, Michael Lovell, has begun to discuss his main focus for improvement. His STEM education plan aims to improve science, technology, engineering, and math. Lovell believes this will help students become more prepared in the professional world when they graduate. It will ultimately lead to a better education and career paths for students.
There will be an official inaugural ceremony for Marquette's president, Michael Lovell, next Friday, September 19th at 3 o'clock. Students, faculty, and staff are encouraged to come witness a new beginning of leadership on campus. Tickets are required and can be claimed free of charge with your Marquette ID at Brooks Lounge in the Alumni Memorial Union. The inaugural ceremony will take place at the Al McGuire Center. Bill Scholl, Director of Intercollegiate Athletics at Ball State University, will serve as Marquette University's next Vice President and Director of Athletics. Scholl has more than 2 decades of athletic administration experience. Scholl has led the Ball State Cardinals since 2012. Prior to his term at Ball State, Scholl served 23 years at Notre Dame, where he finished as Deputy Athletic Director. He will begin at Marquette in mid-October.
After an increase of transfer students, housing services continue to struggle finding students a place to live. Students without rooms are currently using campus lounges as living spaces until the problem is resolved. They depend on a no-show policy where if current dorm residents decide to leave, those vacancies can be filled with the surplus transfer students. The U-Pass allows cardholders to ride any Milwaukee County Transit System bus for free, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. During the fall and spring semesters, all full-time undergraduates who have paid the student activity fee can pick up a U-Pass at the Marquette Card office. The U-Pass is not transferable and is to be used the entirety of one's undergraduate studies at Marquette University.
Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker spoke at Marquette's Republican Supporter Club about his primary concerns for college graduates. His 3 main topics for the students were employment, tax rates, and a goal to increase private business in Wisconsin. Are you wondering when is the best time to show the Marquette campus to your family? The weekend of October 3rd is Family Weekend. Many different activities such as trivia, bowling, and sporting events will be offered. If you and your family are interested, be sure to register online before Tuesday, September 30th.
This academic year, Marquette will take a more proactive approach toward building knowledge and developing academic integrity. Several new initiatives will remind students, faculty, and staff of the importance of academic honesty. A mandatory online tutorial on academic integrity has been developed undergraduate studies. All undergraduate students must complete the tutorial and exam by Friday, October 24th in order to register for spring 2015 classes. To complete the online tutorial and exam, log on to D2L.
Students should update their personal addresses and cell phone numbers in Checkmark by Tuesday. This information is used by university employees to contact students for text message safety alerts, important university business, and weather closures. To update contact information, log into Checkmark and select the Personal Information section.
All Marquette faculty, staff, and student employees are required to take an online sexual misconduct prevention training course this fall. The training consists of 2 modules, which will be emailed to university employees September 9th. The Office of the Provost offers resources for victims of sexual assault and those interested in learning more about this course.
Right now?
What we really went to school for was not just to get a job, it was to have a career, to make a difference, to have an impact. And so we've got a plan that we believe will get government out of the way to empower more employers, whether it's startups, small businesses growing, or other employers in the state, to add more jobs. And we think there's a pretty good contrast. I remember the shock I had when I first got my first paycheck, and they told me how much I made, and then I looked at it and was like, wait a minute, what's all this other stuff? And as you look ahead, not just to those jobs that you'd have now that help pay for school, but as you go on your career, I talk to a lot of people, it's not just about how much you make, it's not just the career you have, it's how much of that you get to keep. But most of our jobs are going to come from startups and expanding small businesses. And I think there's just a fundamental difference you can help us articulate, not only to students on this campus, but others out there. We want to say, if you want to start your own company, whether you just graduated from Marquette, or whether you worked for the last 15 years for a major corporation and now you've got a big idea that you want to make an impact on your own, we want you to be able to make the decisions about how to do that.
I think definitely here at Marquette a lot of students resonate with that message, especially when it comes to talking about an organic, natural approach, a bottom-up approach to an economy here in Wisconsin, compared to especially his opponent, Mary Burke, her approach of a political, artificial, top-down government.
It's always great having the governor come and visit us. I know his son organized the big event. We had a great turnout. It turned out real well. He focused a lot on education, on jobs mainly, but he touched down on school choice. Unfortunately, we weren't able to talk about the tuition freeze, but I think maybe the next time he'll come around, we'll be able to touch down on that.
Registration is open for Briggs & Al's Run and Walk for the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. It will take place this Saturday, September 13th at 10:30 a.m. More than 16,000 participants, including President Michael R. Lovell and Marquette men's basketball coach, will be in attendance. The event was founded by former Marquette basketball coach Al McGuire and has since raised more than $14 million for the hospital to fund medical care, research, and education. It is hard to believe that 13 years ago, our Twin Towers, holding thousands of Americans, crashed down in the tragic act of terror we now refer to as 9/11. Don't forget to take a moment of your day to remember those lost and thank those who returned our loved ones to safety. With threats from rising terrorist group ISIS in recent media, remember how our country came together to fight back on September 11, 2001.
Despite a rise in tuition, the Office of Admissions said applications for the class of 2018 increased from last year. Marquette received over 25,000 applications for the incoming class of 2014. According to Burke, despite tuition increasing steadily over the past few years, financial problems do not affect the number of applications or the number of students admitted. Official statistics for the class of 2018 will be released later October. The Department of Recreational Sports will hold meetings for intramural sports leagues Wednesday, September 3rd through Tuesday, September 16th in the Healthy Air Recreation Center. The managers' meeting must be attended by one member of each team. Students who would like to be placed on a team should attend the appropriate manager's meeting. Sign-ups for several intramural tournaments will also be available.
The Department of Recreational Sports will once again offer the Fit Pass for all faculty and student members. The Fit Pass is $50 for the semester and may be used for any group fitness class at either the Recplex or the Rec Center. A schedule of all group fitness classes is available online for more information. Contact the Department of Recreational Sports for any further questions. Pita Brothers, a local food truck service, will move into the former Campus Dollar location. Pita Brothers has access to the space and anticipates opening later this semester. The lease was signed last week for half of the former Campus Dollar property. The addition of Pita Brothers is one of several new restaurants on campus.
Marquette Student Government and Sodexo have created a reusable to-go container system in the dining halls. The reusable containers are provided to every student on a meal plan and living in the residence halls. Upperclassmen who are not on a meal plan have a chance to be a part of the system. Students deposit their container into Uzi machines and receive a token. When the student presents the token, the charge for the container comes off.
The Milwaukee Fire Department was called to 18th and Wells this morning after residents smelled natural gas. WE Energy crews said the gas leak might be coming from underneath the street. Some buildings in the area have been evacuated. Streets have been closed as well. Utility crews are currently working on 18th Street to solve the problem.
The building housing health scientists on the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Monday afternoon for a liquid nitrogen spill. It created a potentially dangerous cloud of gas in the basement. As a precaution, classes were back in session by late afternoon after the incident occurred. Ozaukee County man faces charges for dealing heroin in his car with children near schools and parks. Charges have been filed against Robin Eversman. According to the criminal complaint, Eversman sold heroin to a police informant and an undercover officer as well. Eversman could face more than 50 years in prison. He is held in the Ozaukee County Jail on a $50,000 cash bail.
2 people have been charged with sex trafficking children and transporting them across state lines for prostitution. Drayon Wren, 37, and Robin Wright, 20, residents of Milwaukee, are being charged in federal court. Each sex trafficking count carries a penalty of 10 years to life in prison. Wright is in federal custody and Wren is in state custody waiting to be transferred to federal court.
A Waukesha man, Jim Utizi, was diagnosed with ALS. Jim Utizi will benefit from the money raised by the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. This fundraiser has raised more than $100 million to help find a cause and cure the ALS. Half of that money will go to research, and the other half will help approximately 400 Wisconsin ALS patients by providing them and their families with care services. As a survivor of 7 years, Utizi considers himself blessed.
And now we go to Andrew for our campus weather report. Andrew, take it away.
Hello there, everybody. I'm MUTV weatherman Andrew Goldstein. We're going to take a look at what's happening right outside your window. Now, before we get started here, I apologize. This suit is 4 sizes too big. Had to borrow it from my sports guy. There's some kind of weird interaction between my shirt and the blue screen, but that's not going to deter me from bringing you the weather, which, as you may have noticed, is getting a significant bit colder. So, what are you telling me I should go over here? Well, there's no screen. There's no graphics on the screen. Graphics, first broadcast, folks. There's some kinks. There we go. We have graphics. All right, so as you can see, our temperature, 65 degrees, but it feels a lot more like the 50s, maybe even the high 40s because you have that strong wind coming in, 14 miles per hour. And the barometer is showing at 29.54 inches, which is about what you'd expect after a storm system moves out. Now we're going to take a look at what it's like across the country. 76 in Chicago, 83 in Atlanta, 71 in New York City. And across Wisconsin, 48 in Wausau, 52 in Green Bay, 57 in Madison, 63 in Milwaukee. A sharp temperature gradient as you go southeastward across the state. Mostly cloudy but no rain tonight, 57 degrees, winds keeping steady at 12 miles per hour. But as you get into tomorrow, it's 51 degrees, but it's going to feel more like 43 because of that wind. You signed up for this when you came here, so here you go. Now I'm going to step off camera so you can see the 5-day. 58 on Thursday, 57 on Friday with a little bit of drizzle, 59 Saturday, 65 Sunday, and a beautiful 68 on Monday. It's going to be gorgeous going into next week.